of 3, but 4 is just amazing. Seriously, are you live streaming?
We are live now.
No, as in live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube.
Wasn't there last time? Was it there last time?
It was there.
Okay, I missed it. All right. Then it might just be a good idea to send me the link on the group. Oh, you did already. Tina is pretty active on that. Yeah, fantastic, Tina. Well done.
I think we went live and we went quiet suddenly.
Hello, guys.
I think let's start the formal networking now. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome on board.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Showstoppers.
Okay, can we have all the videos on throughout the meeting if possible, so that every role player is honored by looking at us. Wonderful virtual backgrounds I see. Kamini, lovely work, VBG, that's what I should say. And Zoom has come up with the extension applications now where you can create your own BBGs and everyone can use it right away. So, I mean, if you all are not aware of it, the link can be sent during the meeting to you all or in your WhatsApp. So
I think it would be great if you can post it on the current group. Yeah.
I shall do that. And if you all want to use any virtual backgrounds also, I can just send some pictures on this. Or Manish, do you have virtual background for us for the theme today? Would you want us to use something, or is it fine for us to use? Our Aditya is using his book room and his library, and Kamini doesn't seem to be coming out of the cafe or wherever she is. I'll just try to share some VPs.
I thought you are in a different background. Let me also just otherwise my plain wall will see.
Why not? Why not? Okay. Yasmin. I'm going to send a file here.
Background fine? I'm sorry. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
Toastmaster David.
Is this background fine, or do I need anything?
It's fine.
Welcome.
Hello. Good afternoon.
The voice is echoing.
Whose voice?
That's David. No.
I think it is Toastmaster Sunita.
Who's that?
Is it still echoing? No.
No, it's perfect now.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So, Dr. Puni, are you a doctor from the medical field?
Hello, Toastmaster team. Yeah, I'm homeopath basically. I've done my bachelor's in homeopathic medicine and surgery. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. There's an echo of my voice. Dr. Puni, maybe you want to reduce the volume of speaker because it's echoing into your microphone.
Okay, then I'll choose to wear a earphone then. Yeah, 1 second.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Yasmin.
Am I audible?
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Toastmaster Alexander is here. Toastmaster Alexander is our, I think he is one all-rounder champion in Toastmasters. Would you want to unmute yourself? Hello.
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Thank you. I just kept a timer because your timing is a little bit different from normal meetings. So I said, let me just, the 4 p.m. thing. Yeah, you have always been having your meetings at this time, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We have
okay,
always
okay.
had it at this time.
Okay, fine. Looking forward to the 8th wonder of the world. This is something which is extremely close to me. I think it's strange that today and tomorrow, both the topics of yours and gardens are similar.
Yeah, I've seen these posters.
Yeah, it's very, very, and it's very topical of you to have this theme today. So looking forward to. Normally, how many members do you have? I actually posted it today also. Just in the morning in all the groups, just so that people do know about it. I don't know. Maybe the timing is something. Otherwise, I was hoping more people would be in.
So since it's a Heart Masters thing for me, I heard them say 14.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Toastmaster William is also here. I think all the role players are here. Hello, Toastmaster William.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
All good.
Good, 100%. Sorry for coming in right on time. Not 1 second late, not 1 second early.
Welcome.
How's everyone doing?
All good. Everyone is really waiting for you.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Yeah, thank you. Can we start the meeting, President?
Yeah, I'll just check if all the role players are here. Toastmaster Manish, Toastmaster Aditya, Sridevi, David, William, Daisy, Kiran. I'm taking over Kiran's job. Rajani, Toastmaster Rajani has messaged she'll be joining us in some time. Toastmaster Kamini, Toastmaster Chaitanya, DTM Anita, DTM Raghu, okay, and DTM Purni. Yeah, we are good to go. Tina, you may start.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the 43rd meeting of the Showstoppers. Before we go ahead, let me just ask, what was the latest book that you read, or a book that has remained with you even though you read it a long time back? Now, I'm not expecting any answers because I know it will be a very noisy affair, but just put it into your thoughts. Think about it. What was the latest book that you had read? Or what was a book that left such a great impression on you that you just want to go back to it again? Now, I have lots of books. I cannot name even one. Now, you must be thinking, why is she talking about books right now? Well, as you would know, it is actually Book Lovers Day today. And what a beautiful day to be in. Because I think books is the best way that one can, travel, meet new people, learn new information, and so forth. I mean, without even taking a step out of your living room or your bedroom, you are in different places, you are in different scenarios, you become different characters, and so forth. The best form of escapism without the bad effects. So kudos to each and every one of you book lover out there. Today is your day. Enjoy your day with a cup of coffee and that favorite book of yours that you would want to go back to or is currently reading. So as every Toastmaster starts, let's start with our club mission, with our heart, with our hands on our heart. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. It is my duty to remind you of certain ground rules that we have to keep in mind while we are carrying on this particular meeting. Make sure that you are silencing all your noisemakers and yourself unless and until you are asked to speak or it is your turn to speak. So kindly mute yourself if it is not your turn, and please do unmute when it is time for you to speak. Considering where we are from, we have certain taboo topics which we should not touch upon, be it in our impromptu speeches or also in our prepared speeches, which is sex, politics, and religion. This meeting is being recorded live. So if you are uncomfortable, please, you are most welcome to switch off your video, but please do understand that we are live on YouTube. Also, don't forget to make sure that you are showing your reactions in terms of your support, your applause, and so forth in the reaction buttons that has been so kindly provided by the Zoom people. So make sure you're making maximum use of this and showing how you're reacting to each and every activity or any role playing that is happening throughout the meeting. So with that, my role has the Sergeant at Arms ends, and let me give this platform to our very vivacious and dynamic leader of our club, Toastmaster Amita. Over to you.
Was I on mute all this time?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, I welcome you all to the Showstoppers meeting number 43. And thank you, Toastmaster Tina. It was indeed a very, very vibrant opening for this evening. So Tina has always set the tone for the meeting. And I would just like to share the info for Showstoppers Toastmaster Club. We are there on the Facebook page, as well as the website is there. We meet on every second and fourth Monday between 4 to 6 p.m. And we abide by the values of the Toastmaster International, which assures that you will rise above in communication and leadership, with being RISE being the acronym for respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Just for the benefit of the guests who are present here, I would like to tell you that Toastmasters is a huge organization. There are nearly 16,672 clubs worldwide across 145 countries, sorry. And this is the hierarchy for the Toastmasters. So it is the club, then the area, division, district, and then we belong to the region. Why do we need Toastmasters? What are the benefits of Toastmasters in this business world? There are many qualities which will get enhanced. It is like the communication, it is the strengthening of your leadership skills. You demonstrate how to lead a productive and professional meeting. You gain unlimited personal and professional growth by honing your latent skills and talents. You learn to build teamwork and lead to employee retention also. Your skills get developed here. Coming to the next slide. As you become a member, there is a site of Toastmasters International, and you get your credentials. You can log in and then you can explore this site. So you go to Basecamp and you go on further to explore it. There are nearly 11 pathways which are offered by the Toastmaster International, and you can see there is a huge variety, which is definitely going to make you an all-rounder in the world outside. So there is dynamic leadership, effective coaching, motivational strategies, strategic relationships, and you can just go through this. So with this little information, I call to order meeting number 43. I declare it open. So I now hand over the virtual stage to Toastmaster Manish, who is going to be the Toastmaster of the day and going to take us through the journey of the 8th wonder of the world. Welcome, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amita. And I hope everyone is ready for the 8th wonder of the world. So, since today is the bookworms day, as they call it, the book intelligence day. So once the great Warren Buffett and Bill Gates were asked if they had more time, or what would be the best wish they could ask from God, or which superpower if they had, what would that be? So the answer was, if they had one superpower, the best usage would be if they would read books in less amount of time. So more valuable content, which helps them to get the power of compounding as well, which is applicable in every walk of life. You can take the power of compounding. If you read valuable content, what happens? The very first thing is your mindset changes. Positive vibrants start working. But you know, why does the power of compounding, when someone starts something good to do, or he starts nailing it, he starts cultivating a new habit, many people are not successful. Their only reason is the initial results. Whenever you start a hobby or an exercise, the initial results are very negligible. And that's where we skip, and we never return back to a goal. So the returns, which the power of compounding, it only and will only give you in the long term. So what are the two things which are necessary, which can keep you going in your journey? It is surely passion, the main reason why you started something. And if you leave your dream in midway, there is no guarantee even your next goal, you will continuously skip it, because we will get the attitude that it's okay, I have another thing to do, I will have another thing to do. And finally, we are lost in which a perfect goal or what we really want to do in life. Like a Toastmasters journey, what it takes to be a good public speaker. No one is perfect. It's just a journey of practice. Nobody comes a good speaker, a perfect speaker in 1 year or 2 years. But as number of speeches speed up, you definitely will see the improvement in you. So one of the tips which I learned is try to record your speech, rehearse it, and then you can see what type of difference was in your first speech and in your 10th speech. That is the power of compounding. Now, my favorite subject, coming to power of compounding. Surely we can, in this uncertainty world where you see the jobs are frequently changing, there is no stability. So we always say data, which is the new oil, it always needs a backup. So a backup plan in terms of finance also should be there. And when it should start? It should start as soon as you start earning in this instability. The power which comes from investing, and the best investment in investing is investing in yourself, rightly quoted by Warren Buffett. He says some of the important journey rules. I will share you one example to start with my great story. There was a person, Mohammed Anwar, who invested 10,000 rupees in company A. As the years grew by, he invested 10,000 in the year 1990, and he didn't know what to do next with that money. He earned some money. As his father died, all the sons were equally distributed the property. Some part of the money, at that time 10,000 rupees was a big chunk in 1990. He invested in the company where he used to work. Slowly and steadily. What happened is his investment. So I will just quickly share my screen to show you. And just let me know when you are able to see my screen. You are able to see? Yes. Okay. So what happens is this 100 shares which he brought in 1980. Every time when the company made profit, our Mr. Investor also got rewarded. The company told him, okay, fine. After 1 year, the company announced on every 1 share, I'll give you one bonus tip. So he got 200 shares. Now, as the years went by till the 2019 year, the company kept on rewarding himself. You have been with our tough times. So this is like a perk for you. The perk is we will reward you someday. And what is there? The investment, it kept doubling. And slowly and steadily, you see the power, the number of shares got doubled. And the company also kept on growing slowly. Finally, by the end of 2019, he had more than 25 million shares. Now, maybe at that time, one share, the price of one share was, let's say, 100 rupees. Correct? Now, as of now, the company stands with the value of 500. So imagine if you multiply that 25 million by 500. So it's like, suppose the company gives you the bonus and it might go for a split as well. That means you have 10 shares. It will give you sometimes an additional share. That means you have 20 shares. But what happens? The one share price, which is 100, now it will become 50. That is basically the split which the company will do, but your face value will remain the same. That means the invested amount remains the same. Now, some of the tips which I will share with you with this story, what comes to your mind is this won't be possible if Anwar would have sold his shares in middle. That means if you go to a gym and if you live in middle, what happens? Suddenly a big belly you will see. Again, you have to start from scratch. Same thing applies over here. You have to again start the story from scratch. But what happens when you don't remove your invested money? That means you don't book your profits and you get to enjoy the perks. You get a very good shape of your body. You take care of your health. Every day you are drinking lime water. You don't break the chain. And finally, what you get is the power of compounding. Now, as we will go ahead, we will discuss some of the rules and the theme will flow with the entire meeting. With that, I will hand over the podium to our word master, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya, over to you.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, you're audible.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Just wait a minute. I will share my screen. Everybody can able to see my screen? Okay. Very good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, I will be your word master. Before that, okay, fine. Let's learn a new word today. Today's word of the day is exuberant, which I put that in the official, unofficially in half an hour back in the WhatsApp group. Today's word of the day is exuberant, which means full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness. I like to give some examples for the exuberant word. The travel writer was exuberant in a race of luxurious cruise ship. The exuberant puppy would not stop running around the house. The exuberant photographer was willing to climb the mountain to get the perfect photo. When I was preparing the word of the day, I thought something little different. Why can't I use little different? So I thought of doing the idiom for the day. So today's idiom for the day is, can everybody see it? Today, do something at the drop of the hat. Do something at the drop of the hat, which means you are willing to do it immediately without hesitating. You are willing to do it immediately without hesitating. Some of the examples for this idiom is, weather can vary dramatically and change at the drop of the hat. A well-trained dog responds at the drop of the hat. I like to take tabletop X at the drop of the hat. So these are the examples for the idiom for the day. So please use the idiom for the day as much as possible, as well as the word of the day. Before giving the stage, if we have time, can anybody try this word or a idiom? If there is a time, Madam President.
Yes, yeah. You can call out people.
Okay.
David has
I see David. Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, word master. So exuberant. I feel so exuberant today being part of this meeting. I feel so full of energy.
Okay, can you try idiom for the day? Anybody would like to try idiom for the day?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would come and attend this meeting and I would do it at the drop of a hat.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, any other would volunteer?
Yes, me.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters. So, exuberant. I'm feeling exuberant on attending this meeting and finding out more about the eighth wonder. And for the idiom, I wish my son could finish off his chores at the drop of the hat.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. Anybody like to volunteer? Anyone? Last.
Yes.
Okay.
Toastmaster Amita accepted role of time. I did drop of the act.
Oh wow. Okay. How about idiom?
Okay, that was the idiom. The exorbitant. So investing is the topic which really makes me exorbitant.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. This is from my side. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you very much for that amazing word of day and idiom. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Sridevi for the minutes of meeting for the previous event. Toastmaster Sridevi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish. The minutes of meeting number 42. The meeting number 42 had the theme Fantastic. It was held on Monday, 26th of July, 2021. The meeting began sharp at 4 p.m. Our very energetic Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nitasha, started the meeting with the quote, "Gratitude is the new attitude." She reminded everyone the meeting etiquettes. She reminded and kept everyone's interest in the meeting alive. Following this was the presidential address by Toastmaster Amita. She declared the meeting open with an inspiring story. Then the baton was handed over to TMOD, Toastmaster Pragya, who then entertained the attendees with the Guess the Picture game. This was followed by the word of the day by Toastmaster Susan. In fact, we had 6 words: gorgeous, celestial, ravishing, enchanting, breathtaking, and captivating. All of them meaning beautiful. Then came the minutes of meeting number 41 by Toastmaster Tina. Our prepared speeches for the evening were first by Toastmaster Kiran, who attempted her L1 P2 speech titled Learn Lesson. Then was Toastmaster Deena Dayalu Tilagam, who attempted her L2 P3 speech titled Sparks of My Speech. And followed by that was our President's speech, Toastmaster Amita, who attempted her L3 P2 speech titled Story of Aloe Vera. This was followed by the timer's report and voting by Toastmaster Nitasha. Then came the TMOD Toastmaster Pragya, who energized everyone with yet another Guess the Picture game. Following this was a challenging table topic session by Toastmaster Vijaya. Our evaluators, Toastmaster David, Toastmaster Midat, and Toastmaster Anita, encouraged and motivated respective speakers. The timer's report was then given by our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nitasha, followed by voting and grammarian report by Toastmaster William. Finally, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Jayapriya, evaluated the entire session. The meeting came to an end with TMOD closing and presidential closing address by Toastmaster Amita. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi, for that amazing minutes of meeting for the last 42nd meeting. Now, we welcome everyone for the 42nd meeting, which is the 43rd meeting, prepared speeches with Toastmaster Sridevi, who will be the speaker number 1, who will be delivering level 1 P1 icebreaker speech. She has very recently joined the Toastmasters Club and taken the role of the secretary that reflects her proactiveness. She is exuberant in a Toastmasters journey. Toastmaster Sridevi, involve me and I learn. Involve me and I learn. Toastmaster Sridevi. Time limit will be 4 to 6 minutes. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish. Involve me and I learn. Tell me, I forget. Teach me, I remember. And involve me, I learn, by Benjamin Franklin. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. I am Sridevi Murali. Today, I stand before you for my icebreaker, my very step in the journey of Toastmasters. I was born in a small town, Palakkad, in the state of Kerala, on 20th of May, 1984. Both my parents, being bankers, were very thoughtful of spending money. After 2 years of my birth, I had a younger brother, whom we lovingly called Manu. At the age of 5, we shifted from a maternal home to our own home. My mother, Rema, clearly recollects my first day of school. Most of the children, as expected, were crying and running to their mothers. But what do you think I was doing? Well, when my mother came inside the class, she saw me sitting quietly and wondering why other kids are crying so much. Being the elder one, I was always very caring and protective about my younger brother. We were always together, going to school, playing, painting, doing pranks, and whatnot. Seeing my passion for Indian classical dance, my parents put me into a reputed dance school in the town. The more I involved, the more I learned. With an urge to be on the stage, I took part in dance, elocutions, recitations, impromptu speeches. My father, Murali, involved me into speeches, recitations, and elocutions. I was also interested in drawing and painting. My drawing sir, Gobi Master, as we called him, was a gem of a man. He never took fees from his students. Blessed with loving parents, all my interests were taken care of. I graduated from the Mercy College, Palakkad, and got a degree in mathematics. While doing my post-graduation at the Victoria College, Palakkad, in the same subject, my parents arranged my marriage. After completion of studies, I moved to Bahrain with my husband, Krishna Kumar, who was then working with AXA as a business analysis manager. I involved into the duties of a wife and learned culinary skills, but I kept alive my passion for dance and painting. After 5 years of marriage, I conceived my firstborn. We were overwhelmed to have twins, but our joy didn't last long. I lost both my babies at the 6th month of my pregnancy. We then moved to Dubai, where we were blessed with a son in the year 2015. We called him Madhav. Life became all the more busier, and motherhood involved me into a whole new learning experience. After 3 years, we were also blessed with a daughter. We called her Meera. Being the mother of 2 kept me busy round the clock. But The thirst to involve and learn new things never stopped in me. I always wanted to meet new people and learn new things. I wanted to take a path that works on my personality development and communication. It is very recently that one of my friends introduced me to Toastmasters. Now in Toastmasters, I am learning that communication is not just necessary, but also how to be an effective speaker. Here in Toastmasters, I am learning to listen and also learning to change and adapt to changes. I must say, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So friends, we should continue the process of learning because learning gives us the freedom to think, to plan, and to create. As I wrap up my speech, I would like to quote few evocative lines from Erin Hansen's poem. There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of sky. And you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? Thus, dear friends, let the fear of falling never stop you from learning and involving in new things. For there is freedom awaiting you at the other side as you fly high in achievements. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi.
I would like to mention here, as the culture of the club, we all will stand up and give a standing ovation to the icebreaker speech. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sridevi.
Thank you so much, President Amita.
For our second speaker, Toastmaster David, I would like to request Toastmaster Chaitanya to read out the objective of his speech. Toastmaster Chaitanya, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today's speaker, Toastmaster David, is going to give his project speech in the pathways leadership and development. It is his level 3 speech, and the purpose of this speech is for him to practice being aware of his thoughts and feelings, and then its impact on his responses on others. The purpose of this speech is for him to share his experience while completing the projects. As guided by Toastmasters International, I will be evaluating him on how the member recorded the negative responses in a personal journal and worked towards reframing them in a positive manner. I will listen how he grew, and did he actually grow or not from the experience. I expect the Toastmaster David to share not to share the intimacies of his journal, nor to prepare a report on the content of the focus on the project. As you are aware of your time speech, I wish you all the very best in your project speech. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Our speaker number 2, Toastmaster David, is the second-year student at Westford University and the VPM Toastmasters Club. Currently, he is running a podcast called We Impact, and he loves sports. So for all the football queries, he is your man. Toastmaster David, power of positivity. Power of positivity, Toastmaster David. All the best.
Good afternoon, Ms. Toastmaster Anita. Could I start the session? All right. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Manish, for that amazing introduction, to be honest. I like to start with a quote. You do not find a happy life. You make it, by Camila Kimball. And that resonates with me for my topic of the day, my speech, the power of positivity. Here's a slight introduction about myself. My name is David. I study at the Westwood University. I love sports, I love food, and I have pretty normal life, pretty normal university life in Dubai. According to COVID standards, online classes, it's not that great of a thing. But why did I choose such a topic? Why did I choose the power of positivity? Because it has impacted my life. I mean, the first instance I took was when I got my results in year 30 for my A levels. I wasn't expecting the best grades, and we were going through a bit of a financial situation at home. I really didn't know what my university plans was. My friends were all going to university, and that's amazing feature. That's amazing fact. Your friends are moving forward in your life. But what about you? Can you feel that? The feeling of being left behind? You know, that's not a very nice feeling to have. Because of your own situation, you don't have anyone else to blame. I realize nothing is going to go my way. And I had that mindset. I had a very negative mindset. I used to journal stating that it's not your fault, David, but your friends are moving on. You can't keep up with them. That was a negative mindset. That was a very, very negative mindset. But after I got my grades, where I got 2 A's and a B, I was surprised. I was shocked. And I decided, can we try looking at things in a bit more positive light? Can we look at every instance more positively, not negatively? And that's where podcasts. I listen to this podcast called Joel Osteen, and he tells us there is so much beauty in this world, and your mind is your most powerful weapon. If you can tune it to your liking, the positive liking, life would be so much better. So I had taken a gap year. I was taking a gap year anyway because I wasn't so sure about what I was doing with course, what college, what education, and I decided to work. I could be looking at it negatively, thinking, oh no, I'm taking a gap year. What am I going to do? But I thought of it, I am taking a gap year. I have an entire year to myself. I can focus on me. I can be the best version of myself. That was my first instance of looking with the power of positivity. And it did improve. I landed a job, which not many people do, at a multinational company called Kids DXP. And it was a sales job. Okay. I was maybe looking for something else, and it's telesales. Everyone may have had one experience of telesales. It's not easy as it looks, and especially for a guy just getting out of college. Not even college, school, sorry. I was like, that's negative, and I have to meet a target if I want to get paid. I was thinking, you know what? Let's look at it positively. I'm going to improve my public speaking skills because that's a dream of mine. Let's look at it in a positive manner. Let's learn from the people around us. And it did. That mindset let me become the best salesman for the first 2 months of my internship. And then I got promoted to sales captain. And I was just thinking, if I was negative, would I have had the same mindset? No. I joined university in August. Like, wow, Westwood University, it's a great opportunity. But a bit of backstory before that, we have something called COVID. Everyone was not expecting COVID. I wasn't expecting COVID. My original plan was to go to India to study law. And I studied for 3 months for the CLAT exam. And boys, going from an A-level school to studying CBSE level stuff or ICSE level stuff was no joke. But it got cancelled. And I was just like, am I supposed to be negative? The right thing is to feel negative. The right thing is to feel down. The right thing is to be depressed. But no, you think of it something else. You have the opportunity to do more, David. There is a better plan going to happen. Look at it positively. Learn new things. Learn coding. Learn video editing. You'll do something. And I did. I joined a foundation. I joined a UN foundation. And I got the opportunity to public speak for the first time. And I was like, is this what positivity brings out? Can you actually, if you manifest good things, if you manifest positive things, good things will happen in your life? And I was like, yeah. So I started that. I worked in the foundation, I got my own podcast, and I joined university. I was like, you know what? This is the mindset that I need to have when I go to university. I don't know what challenges are going to be there. There are obviously going to be challenges. You are going to face challenges. And they are very well likely to make you really, really sad and negative. But you have a positive mindset, it'll work out. And it has. I'm in this meeting, I'm doing the things I love. I am enjoying this mindset. This is the mindset we should try for. To end my speech, if you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster David. Now, for our third speaker, Toastmaster William, I request DTM Anita Naidu for the speak objectives. Over to you, DTM Anita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manish. Even before I go ahead, request all the members and guests to leave a feedback in a private message to our speakers to encourage them. Okay, where's my target speaker? Toastmaster William, are you there? Yes, he is there. Toastmaster William, my target speaker, is attempting his level 1 project 3, which is researching and presenting, and his path is persuasive influence. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and the speech topic is "You're not learning effectively." Toastmaster William, good luck. And over to you, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anita. Or should I say, distinguished Toastmaster Anita. Can everyone hear me well? All right, time to begin. All of you suck at learning. Every single one of you. Amita, Anita, Regini, David, amazing speech, but you suck at learning. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by you suck at learning? Well, what I'm trying to say is you're not learning effectively. And what are the reasons why you're not learning effectively? That's what I'm here to share with you guys today. Now, before I even begin, before I even utter another word out, I just want to make sure that I'm in the right room and that we're all here to take our skills, our confidence, as well as the things that we know to the next level. Are we here to do that? If you are, please raise your hand. Let me know that I'm not alone. All right, that's awesome. Now, before I even continue again, I'm going to give a quick introduction to myself. My name is William Wu, Toastmaster here from South Africa, and I am an entrepreneur. And recently I added a new title to my name, which is educator, because I founded an education company whereby I help entrepreneurs build, grow, and scale their business, their teams, as well as their personal lives. And one of the biggest problems that entrepreneurs are facing, that is not exclusively to entrepreneurs, But in my finding, or rather looking back into my own entrepreneurial journey, something that I discovered was the problem is that we weren't learning effectively. How many of you here can agree with me that in order to get to where you are, or from where you are to where you want to be, you need to learn. You need to upgrade your knowledge, your skill sets. How many can you agree? Raise your hand. Now, if that was so important, let me ask you something. Has there been a time in your life where you studied your ass off, where you looked in your books and you studied 5, 6, 7 hours, and then you realized, came test day, came implementation day, that you actually didn't remember nearly 80 to 90% of it? I know I have. I definitely have. I sucked in school. Now I'm going to tell you why. One of the biggest fundamental misconceptions is we think we have something called learning styles, something called visual learning, something called reading, writing learning, or linguistic, or auditory. What if I told you that's a complete myth? That there's no such thing. That you are not a visual learner. You are not an auditory learner. You are not a read-writing learner. And you are not a linguistic learner. Would you agree with me? If you don't, let me try and change your mind. All of us here, we're exuberant human beings. We have so much passion. We have so much knowledge. We have so much potential and talent, but we're not where we want to be in life. And I hope by me sharing what it is I'm going to share today, that you're going to implement it at the drop of a hat. Because if you don't, then you're going to continue sucking at learning. Now, back to the whole thing of there's no such thing as VARL, which is visual, auditory, reading, writing, and linguistics. Let me ask you something. Who here classifies themselves as a visual learner? Raise your hand. It's not me. Right, looks like we don't have any. What about listening, auditory learner? Who's one of those? Raise your hand. There we go. How about a reading/writing learner? There we go. And lastly, what about linguistics? People who need to use their hands in order to get something and learn something. David seems to be both. I love it. That tells me, that proves to me that there's no such thing as a specific style. To all those that said that they're reading or that they're auditory, let me try to teach you geography. If you were a child and you didn't know where Africa was, would you really think that as an auditory learner, as a reading, writing learner, that you would be able to better learn where Africa is via that method as compared to actually seeing it on a map? No, you won't. But the problem is, most teachers think that, hey, they need to do two things. Number one, they just need to identify what type of learner the students are. And number two, they need to teach them in that specific way. And I've done research that concludes that 93% of teachers in Britain think this way, and it's not effective. Now, I've just presented the problem. I'm not a problem-focused guy. I want to give you a solution. Because it's not about what type of learner you are, but actually how it is you learn. That is what determines whether or not you're going to be successful in implementing what it is that you've learned. And a tool that I use that can help you is something called FASTER, because you all want to learn faster. It's an acronym. I'm currently here in Starbucks. I'm just going to write it here. FASTER. My handwriting is terrible, but can you see it? F stands for forget. You need to forget everything that you think you know about what it is that you're learning. Otherwise, you're going to come with it with a certain concept or maybe misconception, and you're not going to learn as effectively. A, you need to be active. What state are you in? Are you sitting? Because your mind is going to associate what you've learned with being stationary. Is that going to help? No. Then S. S. What is S for? Can anyone take a guess? Anybody? Schedule. You need to schedule what it is that you want to learn in your calendar. If it's not in your calendar, you're not going to do it. T is for teach. Because when you teach, you learn things twice. You learn things more effectively. E. You know what E is? E is for enter. You need to enter what it is that you've learned, write it down on a piece of paper, on your notes, whatever it may be. And then lastly, R. You need to review. You need to go back and rethink what it is that you learn so you can learn it effectively, so therefore you can implement it. All right, with that being said, I'm going to do my outro. I didn't listen as to what the 8th wonder of the world was, but if I were to take a guess, it is you. You are an exuberant human being. You are talented, and you are the best that you can be right now. Nowhere else that you're supposed to be. And I hope that you can take everything that I've said, you can implement it at the drop of a beat or the hat. Thank you.
Thirty seconds for your comments. For Toastmaster William. Now, I would like to call one Toastmaster Raghunatha to read out these speech objectives for Toastmaster Daisy.
Feedback is the breakfast of champions, like Ken Blanchard. Without implementing feedback, you can never grow as an individual contributor or as a leader or as an organization itself. After 3 exuberant speeches today, let's have the showstopper of the meeting. That is the 4th speech by Toastmaster Daisy. She's attempting her level 1 project 2 from Pathway Motivation Strategies first speech. The purpose statement for the project is for the member to present any speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback in a second speech. Today, she's attempting the first speech. Timer, please know the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Daisy. Over to Toastmaster Patel.
Toastmaster Daisy, who has been a mentor for a McDermott Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Daisy, a feast for the senses, a feast for the senses. Toastmaster Daisy, all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish, and a very pleasant good evening to my audience. How many of y'all have heard of the phrase, God's own country? God's own country refers to an area, region, or place supposedly favored by God. This gem of a place is none other than a state in India, which is Kerala. Several years ago, my family and I took our first ever trip to Kerala. Our friends had recently attended a wonderful session of detox and Ayurvedic massage at a popular beach resort called the Kadapuram Beach Resort, and we decided to see it for ourselves. We took the children along as well, hoping that they could make some wonderful memories and fill up their holiday projects with some colorful photographs. This was also the first time my children and I traveled by train, and we were so excited and exuberant the moment we entered our train compartment. The moment we took our seats, we were agog with the number of people entering and exiting the train. Some people fast asleep with blankets covering their heads, and some people playing cards while the rest enjoyed tea and snacks. It would take us a good 24 hours to reach our destination, so we kept ourselves busy by enjoying the scenery from the moving train. It was the monsoon season, ladies and gentlemen, and the rains had put a coating of exotic green and silver on the entire scenery. Now, we often see this in our Indian movies, that when a person gets off the train, he somehow misses to get back on the train and then starts running after the train in an attempt to catch it. We almost had a similar situation that day. At one station, my husband got off the train to get us some snacks. Before we knew it, the train started pulling away from the station, and the younger child burst out into tears, thinking that dad was left behind on the station. I also wanted to burst into tears, but then I tried to remain as calm as I could. We started looking out towards the train stalls to see if he was running to perhaps catch the train, but we couldn't see him. Fortunately, after 10 minutes, he surfaced carrying assorted snacks with a surprised look on his face, wondering where did all that exuberance go? Why were we looking so agitated? The next day, we took a taxi from the station to the resort. We were warmly welcomed with our first drink of juicy coconut water. The same day, we visited the Ayurvedic center where we were assessed for our body types. Now, in Ayurveda, there are 3 body types: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Based on the body type, you can or cannot eat certain kinds of foods. In my case, I was told I had to increase my intake of raw vegetables and fruit juices. Our consultant then gave us a concoction that looked a bit like a black tea. But oh my, when I tasted that concoction, I tell you, I have never tasted anything as bitter in my entire life. And there, the smile on my kids' faces was indeed priceless. The next day, we started with the Ayurvedic massage. And from the moment I entered the massage room, my nostrils were attacked by the smell of steam, oils, herbal powders, and lemongrass. After a rigorous 1 hour with the masseuse, I was escorted into the steam closet, which is nothing but a wooden closet where they put a huge towel around your head and your head basically sticks out of a hole. You feel like an ostrich kind of, and then the steam is let in through tiny pipes. The experience is kind of like a mini sauna. The temperature started increasing gradually and I was left alone in the room. It took a few seconds before I realized that my skin was turning pink and sweat was pouring from my forehead. I started screaming and shouting for assistance. A good 2 minutes had passed and a lady came running in and told me, "Hey, calm down, don't worry," and that the temperature would slowly reduce as she had set it that way. Both of us burst into laughter once that steam session was over. Come evening time, we went to have our first meal in the purely vegetarian restaurant. When we entered the restaurant, we were pleasantly surprised to see the delicious looking array of food. Our cook pointed out that all the dishes were cooked using the vegetables from the garden, and also the pure coconut oil from the same coconut trees was used in every dish. Huge chunks of papayas and pineapples were attractively displayed, and fruit juices stood chilling in huge glass jars. We were a bit worried that the children would miss their KFC and McDonald's fast food, but happily they too adjusted to the new food at the drop of a hat. After a good 2 weeks of clean eating, detox black concoctions, massages, and steam bath, we felt exuberant and returned back to Goa a few pounds lighter and with a glow on our faces. I read somewhere that traveling makes you a storyteller because it leaves you speechless. This trip to Kerala, ladies and gentlemen, was indeed one of the best trips so far, and I encourage everyone present in this room today to visit places that you have never visited, try foods that you have never tried, and bring a bit of that silly adventure into your daily life. In short, do things at the drop of a hat. After all, the Dalai Lama once famously said, "Once a year, go someplace you have never been to before." And I, ladies and gentlemen, encourage all of y'all to do just that. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daisy. 30 seconds for Toastmasters Daisy's comments. May I request Toastmaster Amita for the timers report and voting?
Yes. Toastmaster Sridevi took exactly 6 minutes. Toastmaster David, he took 6 minutes, 27 seconds. Toastmaster William took 7 minutes, 28 seconds. Toastmaster Daisy took 6 minutes, 55 seconds. So all are qualified.
Now we can have the voting link. Yes. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amita. Now we go on to the heart of the Toastmasters meeting, which is the table topics, the impromptu speech, for which we have Toastmaster Rajni, and she has only one mantra in life, which is live and let live. And she says every Toastmaster is a source of strength and inspiration to her. She gets to learn something new at every meeting she attends. She is the President Assistant for Division E Director, Club Group. Please welcome Toastmaster Rajni. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Manish. A cheerful evening to each one of you, my dear Toastmasters. For the benefit of guests, Toastmasters are also known as impromptu table topics. Sorry, table topics are also known as impromptu or extempore speeches. We not only have to think on our feet, but also have to organize and express them effectively. Today, as your table topics master, I shall be calling out members and will be giving them a simple topic to speak. The time allotted to each speaker is 1 to 2 minutes. You need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 2 minutes. Anything less than 1 minute or more than 2.5 minutes, the speech is disqualified. So, time to begin. Are you ready to face the topic at the drop of a hat? Can I see a raise of hands? Yes. Now I want each one of you to speak with a lot of exuberance. Who will be the first volunteer?
Toastmaster Aditya has put his hand, and Toastmaster William also. Toastmaster David.
Can we take can we take people who have not participated? That's a better.
Okay. Toastmaster.
Yes, you were saying something, Toastmaster Amita.
Yeah, you can with Toastmaster Alexander.
Toastmaster Alexander, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm at work, but yeah, please go ahead.
So you are ready to take a simple topic for us?
Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
Yeah. Toastmaster Alexander, what gets you excited about life? What gets you excited about life? Toastmaster Alexander.
For me, always what goes around comes around is a dictum that has been very important for me in my life, and the opportunity to help others, because there are so many people that we can help with so little. You don't need much. Somebody is looking for guidance to go to a place, somebody is looking for information, somebody is looking for some kind of a help. And all this is something that each and every one of us, irrespective of how rich or how poor we are all able to help. Sometimes somebody just needs somebody just to listen to them. And having any one of these, to date, I don't think a day goes by before I am able to help somebody. And it almost feels as if the universe is bringing that person right in front of me. And knowing fully well that the next day has something very exciting, something that I do not know. And I know that the universe will send those people to me. And that excites me much more than anything else. Each day, the people that I help, the causes that I support, is something so different and unique that as I go to bed, I feel quite satisfied. Maybe in terms of money or food or things, I may not have been able to help those people. But just looking at them, just helping them, just a kind word, telling somebody who's doing a job in a hot sun, telling them that they're doing a great job, seeing people smile, every single thing, that makes life, that makes living so exciting. And for me, that's what makes me excited every single day. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alexander. That was wonderful. We have a second volunteer, Toastmaster Aditya. Aditya, ready to go?
Yes.
Toastmaster Aditya, what is your most prized possession? What is your most prized possession, Toastmaster Aditya?
Can you give me another topic, if you don't mind, please?
Sure, not a problem.
Okay.
Toastmaster Aditya, what makes you happy? What makes you happy, Toastmaster Aditya?
What makes me happy? When I look at my favorite dish, makes me so happy. When there are so many things which makes me happy, especially which is my favorite dish. My favorite dish is open butter masala dosa, which makes me so happy. Like when I go to a restaurant, when I order it makes me somewhat because I'm a foodie, which this makes me so happy. And when I go to a place, when somebody praises me by my work, and when somebody recognizes from my work, it makes me so happy. Especially there are so many things about making happy, especially when somebody recognizes me from my work. It makes me so happy like anything. I will be very exuberant with within myself. I don't expose it, but somewhat a small work which I do. For example, if I do a work for word of the day, somebody recognizes me that I'm very my innovative introducing the word of the day or anything. I'll be so exuberant within myself that when Toastmaster Alvin is my cousin, when he said to me about, do you want to volunteer for this topic? I was in my drop of the hat, which I took immediately, because this small things which I go, with small things makes us go to the best and better and best position, which makes me very happy. And this is from my side. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. Now, can we ask Yasmin to join us for a small topic? That's great. Yasmin, we are our choices. We are our choices. Toastmaster Yasmin.
We are definitely our choices, at least I am. If I want to be happy today, I choose to be happy today, I am happy. If I want to make a very morose face and sit, then that's how my day is going to go. I always make sure that I begin the day with a smile and with all the thinking of all the beautiful things in my life. And that is what makes me happy throughout the day and gives me a positive vibe to myself, which I spread around like sunshine. The same way, like how the sunflower turns towards the sunlight. That's how we are. We are what our choices are. We choose to be it, we turn towards the positivity. And I always have this habit which I want to share with you. At the end of the day, I always try to count the blessings that I had through the day and the good things that happened to me and feel thankful to that, thankful for it, and thank God and the people around me for making me positive and strong by each day through their and for helping me to fulfill the purpose that I am put in to this world for. I'm very thankful for everything and feel exuberant for everything that God has bestowed on us, especially the past 2 years that we have all been through, the testing times that we have been through. I'm very thankful, and we have chosen to stay safe, and I hope all of us do that for the coming days and spread the positivity around and choose to be what we are. So we are the choices that we make. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yasmin. Can we have the next speaker as Hannah? I don't see her. Anyone else who hasn't got an opportunity to talk today? Okay, any volunteers? Sorry.
Take the timer and whoever is silent, we can.
Timer, can we?
Toastmaster David.
I was just thinking, timer is somebody who didn't get much to speak.
Okay.
Yes, let Miss Amita speak.
Okay, Toastmaster Anita, who's going to time her speech?
I will be doing that.
Okay, DTM Anita is going to do that. Toastmaster Amita, if not now, then when? If not now, then when? Toastmaster Amita.
Good evening to each one of you. If not now, then when? It is so apt because we all know that time and tide waits for no one. If you wish to act, if you wish for something, go ahead and strive to get it. Since our childhood, we have always been surrounded by these thoughts from our elders, and it has been inculcated in us that you must dream to move ahead in life. But just dreaming isn't enough. You need to strive to fulfill your dreams. And if not now, then when? At the drop of the hat, whatever opportunity comes your way, with your exuberance, with your energy, try to go and get it. I always believe in that. You should be a go-getter. Otherwise, things are not going to wait for anybody. Maybe your loss can be somebody else's gain. So why to give it to somebody else? Grab it and move ahead. That's all. Over to you, TMOD. Oh, sorry, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amita. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, did we enjoy the table topic session? I'm so glad all the 4 speakers have given their unique ideas and thoughts to these topics. Wonderful job done, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations on that. And with that, I shall hand over the screen back to our Toastmaster of the day, Manish.
Timer report.
Thank you,
Yes.
Toastmaster Rajini. Now, I would request Toastmaster Amita for the timers report.
Yeah. Timer report says Toastmaster Alexander took exactly 2 minutes. Toastmaster Aditya took 1 minute, 47 seconds. Toastmaster Yasmin took 1 minute, 29 seconds. And DTM Anita will provide my time.
1 minute, 15 seconds, Toastmaster Amita.
Okay, so all are qualified.
Now, we go to the next session of our meeting, which is the evaluations, which is the breakfast of our champions. May I call upon Toastmaster Kamini, who has really proved that a Toastmaster wears...
1 second, sorry to interrupt. You will have to call the general evaluator to take up the evaluation segment.
Request DTM Purni Sudhakar, who has been a Toastmaster since 2014. She is a neuro-linguistic programming trainer as well as a coach, and they can take charge of their own lives, achieve success, and become empowered with skills to create a positive difference in other lives too. She does teaching as well, hypnotherapy and coaching strategies. Please welcome DTM Purni Sudhakar. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, for that wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon to everybody present here. So, we had an amazing start of the meeting, and till now, exuberance is overflowing throughout this meeting. And let this flow even more with our able evaluators evaluating our speeches. 4 wonderful speakers have given their best, and let's call upon our evaluators to evaluate each of them. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Sridevi, is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Kamini Shah. Help me in welcoming Toastmaster Kamini Shah.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster today, fellow Toastmasters, and my speaker, Toastmaster Sridevi. A very good evening to all of you. Today, my speaker was embarking on an icebreaker speech, which is her first speech in a Toastmasters journey. As per her speech objective, she was supposed to be introducing herself. Now, how many of here in the audience have come to know who Sridevi is really? From where she comes? Yes. So I think she already has achieved her first purpose of introducing herself. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Sridevi. It was a stellar performance by you for you being giving a first speech in your Toastmasters journey. What I liked about your speech, Toastmaster Sridevi, was the transition from your introduction of your family, your parents, your little brother, and your caring nature towards him. Then the education, and later the marriage, and shifting to Bahrain, and later to Dubai. In middle, you even mentioned about your miscarriage of twins, but the joy of having a son and a daughter later on in Dubai was a covering on that. I like that transition was the best. Second, what I liked was the simplicity in your story of introducing yourself. There were no jargons at all. It was very simple for people to relate to your story and understand what you wanted to say about yourself. Well done on that too. Now, third was how you gave examples of the quotation. You started with a quote and you ended with a quote, giving a message to the whole audience what you wanted to pass as you fly high in achievements, you will achieve. So you gave a message. So opening, body, and conclusion was very well done, Toastmaster Sridevi. Now, every speech leaves an area of improvement. That's what we are here at Toastmasters for. What I would say, as per me, is if the speech was given by standing up, probably you would have been able to give more of gestures and have a little more of movement with your story, because you were only sitting and looking. So your eye contact with the audience was confident. You were quite confident. But if you were standing, you would have been able to move around and given more gestures. So all in all, I would say the speech was a stellar performance by you, exuberant performance by you. And I would say to the club, she is an ebullient speaker for going forward to becoming an international speaker too. Back to you, General Evaluator.
So there was the evaluation for Toastmaster Sridevi. And let us move forward to the next speaker, Toastmaster David Isaac. And for evaluating that, we have an able Toastmaster, Toastmaster Chaitanya Kimji. Welcome.
Thank you very much, DTM Purni, General Evaluator for this evening. Toastmaster David Isaac, I think you embarked on a journey of a wonderful speech on the power of positivity. I think your body language actually gave away a lot of feeling of exuberance that exists within you, and the positive energy that you carry really spread amongst all of us. Kudos to you. Fantastic. Well done. I love the way you made a quote so prominent to your life, and that is to make life happy. Make happy life. Beautifully done. Like that you followed the principles of awareness of your feelings and your thoughts. So you gave us 3 very positive awarenesses of what are the thoughts that are going on in your mind. A, your friends who were moving on in life, whereas you were not confident about moving on in life. 2, the podcast, which was mentioned in your awareness factors. 3, the gap year that was there. And 4th, which is summing it all, is the problem of the pandemic COVID. We all know that all these forms of awareness are very difficult to absorb, but you really absorb them very well and you conveyed them. Now comes to the fact is how did you grow from it? I love the way you talked about taking advantage of the gap here by bringing out the best version of yourself in a job in MNC, an MNC which is very difficult to get. You showed that you became a positive public speaker and a good salesman to that effect. Beautiful awareness and growth to it. What I also like to see I saw in you was the foundation and the coding that you mentioned during that period of time when the difficult period of time was aware. You have encompassed a lot of energy in your thoughts and you have conveyed them in the various different ways of foundation, podcast, and then ultimately joining University of Your Thought. I like the positive mindset. Now, the areas of improvement that I would like to tell you is that while you were aware of your thoughts and feelings, you missed the part about awareness of impact on others, namely, I would say parents and peers. How did they take this feelings within you and how did they impact on them? That is something that you missed. Second thing, your timeline was a little bit warped. And third and most important thing, your eye contact and your awareness of emotions. I think once you cover all these three aspects of it, your speech has the positivity to move forward in life. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. And now we are moving on to the third speaker, who was Toastmaster William Wu. And we are going to have an evaluator who's going to evaluate his speech. And that is Toastmaster Anita Naidu. Give her a round of applause. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purni. Good evening, one and all once again. Where is my target speaker? Toastmaster William, yes. Hi, are you there? Can you hear me out? Do you suck at education, right? Wonderful way to begin a speech. Now, why would I call you that? All of us are engrossed in different duties. He's himself at Starbucks. Maybe our kids are pulling us from backside. And just to get your attention, the most intriguing way of starting would be to, give a challenging question. And that's what he said. You all suck. He made a statement, not a question, but he made a statement. And then there was a flow of questions that followed. I almost felt like I was sitting in Toastmaster Williams' classroom for a second. Yeah. Are we here to learn? What is the biggest problem entrepreneurs are facing? So on and so forth. And then he came up with a wonderful acronym, VORL. And he told us, he has expanded it and said what kind of a learner you are. Are you a visual learner? A person who likes to learn from orators or reading and writing? Or are you a linguistic? Do you learn from linguistics? So then he said that we all tried this. This is proven to be wrong. I'm not going to give a great recap of this, but then he wanted to introduce himself as a person of an authority by saying that he's an entrepreneur and educationist, and so he has every right to introduce a new acronym, a new method in education. And what was that? If people remember, faster, right? That's the acronym that he used. Forget what you have thought before, what you think you know. Be active, schedule yourself, teach and learn more effectively, enter whatever you learned into a page or onto your diaries or wherever, and finally review it, right? So he's come up with this something very interesting out here. Now, I like the way the speech went on. It kept me really involved. What I would like to say over here is, I would be evaluating your speech, Toastmaster William, basis, content and delivery, which is my regular method. The purpose of your project, which is researching and presenting, is for you to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So your topic was education. I loved your exuberance in launching a more viable and useful technique that future educationists and students should adapt faster. Interesting concept. How, and I was almost trying to look into what you're going to say, but however, what went missing was deeper insight to the implementation and adaptation of this new technique. I couldn't see that. As I was gaining interest to know more, I missed detailed explanation on the implementation part of it. Did you try it being an educationist? If yes, how did it go? I'd have loved to hear all of this. But I feel that the introduction part where you were trying to get introduced, that took a lot of your time. And so you missed out on this. When it comes to delivery, a person who's talking validation authority has to be standing up high and talking about his new technique. I think that's one thing which I missed in your delivery part. All in all, I loved your speech, work on the organization and testimonies, and it will do a great service to each and one who is implementing it. Over to you, G.
That was wonderful. And now let's move on to the fourth speaker, who was Toastmaster Daisy Alphonse. And we have the evaluator, who is DTM Raghunatha Raju. Welcoming him.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Traveling certainly helps us to experience other cultures and break that concussion of misconceptions in our mind. It also helps us break that vicious circle of boredom. Can everyone raise your hand if you travel to Kerala today along with Mrs. T.M. Daisy? Toastmaster Daisy, what an exuberant speech, and I must thank myself for accepting to take up this role at the drop of hat when DTM Anita asked me. I'm able to recollect my own memories of traveling to Kerala. I will evaluate your exuberant speech in CRS methodology, commendations, recommendations, and summary with a challenge. Coming to commendations. 1. Daisy, you use a technique called descriptive writing in your speech. Every situation that you narrated today, it was just like I was observing a TV channel, or it was a movie that was going through in my mind. I could recollect or relive with you each and every moment. 2, you were confident, had a great voice modulation and facial expression, and that showed that you relive each and every moment in your speech. 3, a great opening and closing and great energy throughout the speech. Toastmaster Daisy, I would certainly comment that evaluating your speech wasn't easy as I thought. I'll be a little critical on recommendations, treating you as an experienced speaker. Coming to recommendations. 1, in your opening, you asked a question. It would have been great if you have waited for people to answer, or at least wait them to give the reaction there. 2, you could have made closing justifiable with your speech title. I was looking for it throughout the speech. The feast for your senses? No, I couldn't find it anywhere. 3, I felt you could have positioned your camera properly and also stood up and gave the speech. Would have been help us to look at your body language clearly. I couldn't look at your hand gestures, just your eyes movement throughout it. Also look at the camera to maintain the eye contact. Your positioning today was giving us an illusion that you are reading from your script. 4, I also will suggest you to decrease your rate of speech at times because it was very fast for us to catch up with. To summarize, you are a vivid storyteller, Toastmaster Daisy. Just what on your camera position and other suggestions that I've given, and you will certainly become one of the exuberant speakers in the world. I would challenge you to rewrite the speech in line with the speech title and give next speech while standing. All the best for your future speeches. Over to our General Evaluator.
Okay, I'm sure all the speakers would have noted down the areas where you have done well and those areas where you need improvement, so that your next speeches are going to be more exuberant and amazing to impress the audience and create a positive difference even in you. So, may I ask the timer to tell her report regarding the evaluators? Are all the evaluators qualified?
Yes. Toastmaster Kamini took 3 minutes 27 seconds. Toastmaster Chaitanya took 3 minutes 22 seconds. DTM Anita took 3 minutes 24 seconds. DTM Raghu took 2 minutes 34 seconds. So all are qualified within the time limit.
That's wonderful. So may we have the voting lines open to see who is going to be. Okay, let's cast our votes to choose the best. Yeah. I have done my job and I'm going to move forward with the general evaluation. Are there any guests who's not a Toastmaster here?
Yes.
Okay, for the benefit of the guests, let me tell what the role of general evaluator is. The general evaluator is a person who evaluates and observes the entire proceedings of the meeting from the beginning till the end and finally presents his or her report depending upon what went well and also gives suggestion on those areas which needs improvement. So if there are any people who are new to Toastmasters, this is what a general evaluator does, which is a crucial role. So moving on, let us see how this meeting went on overall. Before that, I would like to ask again, is there a grammarian today? Do we have a grammarian today? No, we don't have a grammarian. Okay, thank you so much. So the timer has already presented a report and so I'm going to directly go deep dive into the general evaluation. The meeting started bang on time. Kudos to the Sergeant at Arms who was bubbling with energy, enthusiasm. Give her a round of applause. I should say she's the ninth wonder of today's meeting, where she has done her homework so very well. I always appreciate the Sergeant at Arms role, and it is one of the best roles because it gives an opportunity for the speaker to attempt to talk every single meeting, and that too at the beginning of the session. What a wonderful opportunity. And if everybody takes that role seriously, like how Toastmaster Tina did today, it will be a great opportunity, and also it will also give you an idea about introducing the president in different way in every single meeting. If you do the same way, it's literally boring, right? You're going to introduce the same person, but you can learn more about your president and introduce her different ways. That is also a learning process. So well done on that. After that, there came our able leader, Toastmaster Amita, who explained about what Toastmasters is all about so that the guests can understand what it is, how big it is, and they can know the importance of being in this club. We are spending this 2 hours of time not just to be here, we are learning a lot. And when so many people around the world are doing that, there is a meaning and there is a purpose which is much larger than what we are looking at. Very well done on that, Toastmaster Amita, for doing that very well. And moving on, next we had our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manish Kavatra, who also has done his homework very well, where he was talking about the power of compounding. I'm sure he is a person already, he said he has started, we have to start investing and saving at a very young age. I'm sure he's having a very sumptuous sum of money saved for himself and his family. That's nice. And he also motivated us to understand how compounding, the power of compounding helps us. Here I would just like to ask, I didn't see the element of the eighth wonder, where you addressing the power of compounding as the eighth wonder. We didn't really understand how you could connect this, or were you thinking only to talk about the power of compounding? You could have informed that to the VP or the president so that they could have mentioned power of compounding as a theme of the day, which would have been definitely more beneficial and more powerful for the meeting. But other than that, whatever you spoke it from the heart and your intention was very pure, and we appreciate that. So as we moved on, we had our word master of the day, Toastmaster Aditya. So I want to see thumbs up and hearts and everything coming up there. Let's see. Okay, Toastmaster Kimji is giving thumbs up. Toastmaster Daisy is giving a heart. Yeah. What an amazing way of expressing the word of the day. And also he added a creative element, idiom of the day. So that shows that he's ready to go an extra mile to impress the audience, to show his presence, to do his work efficiently better than it could have been done. Okay, I just read the word of the day, I just tell the meaning. No, he didn't stop there. He prepared the slides, he presented it, he asked everybody to speak. That shows not only a communicator but also a leader who's ready to go that extra mile. I'm sure you're going to rock the world, Toastmaster Aditya. Congratulations in advance for that. Then let's move on. And I would like to tell this also. I have written it down here. Let me read it out. And congratulations to everyone who could attempt the use of the word of the day and idiom for the day at the drop of a hat. Yes, they just could talk about that. That is also very well done by all of them who attempted. Now let's come to the speeches and the evaluations. Speakers, all four of them had a unique flavor there and they just spoke their heart out, I could see a dance over there of emotions and everything was there. There was not a single element which was missing. Everything was there. And the evaluators also pointed out all the good usages and they have also recommended all those areas which need improvement. Just to add for Toastmaster Sridevi, who did a wonderful job, which was very well explained by Toastmaster Kaminisha. The only area where I need an improvement was expression, because she had a lot of stories which from the beginning of her childhood, then her journey to Bahrain and about her child, and a lot of emotions and ups and downs were there. I could have seen some expression of smile, at least when you had your second baby. I expected that from a mother. But it's a first speech. We don't expect anything from you. You are there to speak before us. That's more than enough, my darling. You are all set and all the best for your journey and you're going to rock it. If first speech is going to be like this, I can imagine how you're going to speak when you are a DTM. I'm waiting to see that day. Okay, so now let's move on to Speaker 2, Toastmaster David Isaac. What a positive speech and what a positive transformation it was, an inspiration to all of us. We must learn from a youngster who has not even finished his bachelor education, who has also worked for 1 year and now he's into bachelor's. Oh my God, what all you have done in these 2 years? Amazing. I feel goosebumps when I tell that, It was really a positive message which everybody should learn. And those who always blame the world, blame people, blame God and all that. Yes. So that was wonderfully done. And who else can evaluate him better than our Toastmaster Chaitanya, who covered it all. I've written it there. He covered it all. And there was no point that he has missed, so I don't have anything to say. Very well done on that, Toastmaster Chaitanya. So next let us move on to the third speaker, our guest speaker, Toastmaster William Wu, who was evaluated by DTM Anita Naidu. Toastmaster William, what a wonderful speech with your Starbucks coffee there. We couldn't even imagine sitting in the car. I'm just wondering, oh my God, what if the barrier comes? What if that comes? So our mind throws a lot of bombs and you have showed us we can break it all and you can present it wherever you are. Nothing really matters if you want to do your job. And DTM Anita, she's a DTM and she has done her job very well. She has covered all the explanation. I was also expecting that at the end he will tell something for us to take home so that I can implement in my learning process, in my child's learning process, but we didn't learn that part. As a trainer, I would like to tell about the concept, as the project objective is research and presentation. the most important concepts which you have told today about faster, forget, active, schedule, teach and all that is applicable to andragogy, which means if you are teaching to an adult who knows something about a concept and you're going to add knowledge. But if you're teaching for a child, I think this concept will not work. Pedagogy will not work in this faster concept. I want you to research more, and I would highly recommend you to present this speech once again in front of another audience or with us also, because we want to learn more from such an enthusiastic entrepreneur. So all the best to you for your future projects. Now let's move on to our Toastmaster Daisy Alphonse, who just took us on a tour to God's own country. What a poetic rendition, right? And it was wonderfully evaluated by DTM Raghunatha Raju. He is definitely a stalwart. I'm sure he has participated in many evaluation contests, because after finishing all his evaluation, he also had a summary there. You got that 15 points also, DTM Raju. Very well done on that. So overall, all the speakers and the evaluators have nailed it, I should say. Round of applause for all of you. I really enjoyed, because it's not always possible. Somebody will mumble, fumble, nothing at all. It was, I'm really impressed, I should say. And let's move on to the next most important section, the table topics, and which was conducted by the most beautifully dressed lady today, Toastmaster Rajini. I want to give applause for her dressing today. How wonderfully she has dressed. She has wore a sari for an online meeting. That shows your commitment, madam. You want to be there, show your presence, and to it actually invokes an enthusiasm for the person who is watching and listening and everything, right? That's very well done. And all the topics which you chose were very easy for the speakers to address, and you had a beautiful smile which also encouraged all the speakers to attempt and speak. So all the speakers did their job very well. And I would like just to tell Toastmaster Aditya, when he was asked, what is your prized possession? Aditya said, can I choose to change the topic? I was expecting you to tell Aditya, I am the most prized possession. What could it be more than you, my dear? You can do it and you have it all. You just don't have to think. As table topics rules for the contest, we are not supposed to give another topic, but it's completely okay in a meeting. I'm just telling you that I want to tell this because you are the prize possession. I don't want you to forget that, Toastmaster Aditya. So apart from that, Toastmaster Alexander was so gentle in his speaking. Toastmaster Yasin was so thoughtful. She gave all the areas which she covered. We are our choices. She spoke about gratitude, everything. She covered everything, I should say. Toastmaster Amita, if not now, then when? It was a very, very thoughtful speech, I should say. One suggestion for all the speakers, table topics is also like a speech, normal speech. You must have an opening, you have a body and a conclusion that completes it. And this is an opportunity for all of you to practice for the future contest which is coming up, right? So if we don't practice now, when we are giving an opportunity, it's difficult to go and address during your contest. So use every single meeting, speak like as if it's a contest, so that it's not only here, even when your boss calls you and asks some stupid question to you, you will be able to answer very well. And that's why you need to do this part of the Toastmasters meeting very well, right? Okay, that is a suggestion from my side for the table topic session. And finally, let's move to few things which I want to mention regarding the meeting, which can really raise the Showstoppers Toastmasters meetings to the next level. One important thing which I would like to say is introduction. While we are starting the meeting, even the agenda says introduction of guests, which is very important, which makes the guest feel that yes, I am being acknowledged. Somebody is listening to me. We have to give 30 seconds for the guest to speak. I know that there are many guest Toastmasters. It's completely okay not to call them. It definitely a guest who's coming in without any knowledge about Toastmasters, it's mandatory to call them, address them and acknowledge them, which gives they feel important. Yes, I am being acknowledged, right? That is one thing. And apart from that, Toastmaster of the Day's introduction, I was expecting to know who is this Mahesh Kavatra. Who is this person? I didn't know that. I want to know. Even at the end of the meeting, I want to know who he is. Kindly please introduce him. And then Toastmaster of the Day, you did an amazing job. As I mentioned, theme of the day is something which we have to focus on. But one thing, lead by an applause. If you don't lead, nobody's going to do it, right? So if I am the person who's calling somebody, lead by an applause. So the speaker who's coming in is boosted up with energy and they are ready to speak. And then the general evaluator positioning according to the agenda is coming at the end. That's how in Abu Dhabi and Dubai area it's done, I think so. But in Riyadh, I was from 2014 to 2019, I was a Toastmaster in Riyadh. We do it like this. We call the general evaluator and the general evaluator calls the evaluators. But here it's done the other way, and that's how you mentioned it even in the agenda. So that is another reason why I couldn't introduce the evaluators, which I felt bad. Evaluators missed their introduction. They have given their time, their thoughts and their experiences. It's essential to introduce them. So that is something which I want you to implement, because it also is a part of our Toastmasters meeting. Because of that, if we are losing time, that's completely okay. So that is really an important part of the meeting. Apart from that, today's meeting was for me 5 out of 5 stars. So give a round of applause for all the role players, the XCOM who made it possible, to all the guest speakers and guest evaluators who's out here giving their time, knowledge and everything. Thank you for all of you, and I'm hoping to see you all in the next meeting. So with that, I hand over the space to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Manish Kavatra. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Purni, for the amazing general evaluation, so much detailed. Now, I would like to share few of the rules which we call Albert Einstein. He named the power of compounding as the 8th wonder of the world. And there will be many questions around your mind that when we invest, what are the things we should keep in our mind? So as we say, show me your friends and I will tell you your future. So when you find out a good company, you stay with it for a long amount of time. As they say, the group which you are in, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out the most. So once you have found out a good company, which is almost debt-free, and it's continuously growing, and it has a very large future, it's investing your money in the future. Future like the electric cars, future of solar energy, and artificial intelligence. These are the things which will be the future of the world. And in daily in and out, whatever it may be, your toothpaste, your soap, all the products which you use in your day-to-day life, they always stay with you. So, and when you say, okay, this product, I'm very fascinated with this company. Their product quality is well maintained even after 10 to 12 years. That's the company where which is your favorite because you trust that company with the quality of the product. That is the company you should choose. A company which is just taking depth after depth, and still it's not reflecting in their profits. There is no consistency. That's where the catch is. The moment you realize that your selection has got wrong, you need to come out of it as soon as possible. If there is a bad management, it clearly reflects in their balance sheet that some decision making has definitely gone wrong. Now, as we say, let's learn from the masters. I'll take you through the slide where the masters have given their broad outlook. So, as the masters say, the best investment is investing in yourself. All these rules stated by Mr. Warren Buffett. In the stock market, the money flows from the impatient to the patient. So the key over here is when you keep patience with you. You are there throughout the company. If there is no fraud observed, you can stay well with that company. Nothing is wrong. So once Jeff Bezos, who was the owner, founder of Amazon, he asked to Warren Buffett, why don't people make money if it is so easy? And the answer was, no one in this world wants to make money slowly. Hence, they don't make it. We all in a hurry. And in hurry, the decisions take their own way. They go shattered. So very simple thoughts, never invest in businesses which we don't understand. Because we should know what does the company do? What is its status? And where it is going to go? How much enthusiastic are the management about it? Finally, price is what you pay and the value is what you will get. Definitely, all eggs definitely don't go in one basket. It means you diversify your portfolio. That means you don't allocate majority percentage in one area only. Let's say it can be in your food industry or infrastructure or IT. Because if one of the sectors it is the downtime of one sector, the other sector will pick up. And that's where you'll get a balanced portfolio. If you don't feel comfortable owning a stock for 10 years, don't even own it for the 10 minutes. Love your company, which you have brought, and build a long-term relationship. Last but not the least, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. And the moment you take all these steps, you minimize your risk. And you don't go with the flow, and you don't follow anyone's advice blindly after doing your homework. With that, the investing after following these rules will become a piece of cake. So happy investing from my side, and continue to grow our knowledge with the power of compounding, as rightly quoted by Albert Einstein. It is the 8th wonder of the world. The one who understands it, earns it, and the other pays it. Thank you. And with that note, I hand over the podium to our president of the club, Toastmaster Amita.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manish. It was indeed a wonderful evening with you. And my sincere apologies for having forgotten to actually introduce you at the beginning of the meeting. I was somehow nervous, and I think I was too looking forward too eagerly to hear you out, and I missed it out. Toastmaster Manish he's a member of McDermott Toastmasters Club since September 2016. And he has completed his pathways of CC, CL, and ALB, and pathways level 2 completed for dynamic leadership. He has secured his 3rd position for table topics contest in area level. And what he believes in is never stop learning, as life never stops teaching. I'm so thankful to him for he exuberantly, vehemently accepted the role at the drop of the hat for being the TMOD for my club. Thank you so much. I thank each one of you who had agreed so readily to be a part of this evening for my Toastmasters Club, the Showstoppers Toastmaster. Thanks a lot, each one of you. Tina, can we have the certificates for the best table topic master, table topic speaker, table topic speaker? And the poll results are best speaker, okay, goes to Toastmaster Daisy. Congratulations. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Raghunanda. Congratulations. And best table topics is presented to Miss Yasmin. She was our guest, and I think she has left the meeting. Nevertheless, we'll pass it on to her. Thanks a lot, each one of you. It was so wonderful to have you all. Can I have a few words?
Amita, just declare the meeting closed and then we'll open it for the feedback.
All right. So as the president of the club, I call this meeting closed for this evening. Thank you. Could I have a few words of feedback from the guests or the Toastmasters?
Well, first of all, let me tell you one thing. I think your sessions get better and better. I think once again, a lot of pleasure to be part of this club's meeting. I think there is an exuberance of very different nature in terms of getting Toastmasters from different countries, different clubs. I mean, it's just amazing. It seems so easy when everybody is there, but it's the hard work that goes behind this scene. And I kudos to the team. I really feel that I'm blessed to be part of this type of meetings, and I welcome you all to my home club, Rui Toastmasters Club, which is having a joint session this Saturday, coming Saturday. So I will post the link, and we are also, a joint session with the SAB Club, which is smart and beautiful. So young men like David can have a lovely time interacting with beautiful ladies as well as smart people as well. So looking forward to seeing all of you on Rui Toastmasters on Saturday. Thank you once again, all of you, for giving me an opportunity to be part of your meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. It's totally our pleasure and our honor to have you on board with us. We will surely attend your club meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
In fashion world, the showstopper comes the last. It also means the best when they're showing it. I think your club has shown that thing. The meeting was best, I would say. The quality of the meeting from each and everything. Small mistakes do happen, but you did show the quality, whether it is in your speeches or the evaluation part or the table topics, everything went well. Keep running the show, keep maintaining the same quality. I'm sure you will reach new heights. Thank you, and for having me today. All the best for you. Bye.
Thank you, DTM Raghu. Thank you so much.
you guys for having me once again. It was I really enjoyed it from the last time as well. I think it's really fun, it's enjoyable, and it's a great opportunity to hear so many different evaluators commend. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitanya. It was amazing. I just had to say it in person. Like I know I don't think texts do it justice. And thank you so much, General Evaluator. For me, it was amazing. The full evaluation. Thank you guys for having me once again.
Thank you. And Madam President, we missed somebody very important. The word master didn't present his report. Toastmaster Aditya.
I think the report must be very long.
Yes.
Could we just take a picture? Because I think I have to leave in a bit. Could we just take a group photo, everyone?
Sure.
Yes, please.
All right. Last one, 3. Thank you, guys.
You should be taking a screenshot.
It works, but my computer isn't that great. It's fine. The camera on this is better.
Tech-savvy kids, you all are supposed to do that. Anyhow.
Can we have Toastmaster Alexander to say a few words?
Yes, please, sir.
Yeah, I think in terms of the quality of the meeting, it's probably one of the finest that I've come across. Honestly, I didn't expect, for one, the evaluation of, I think we had some very, very seasoned evaluators, and I have not seen anyone like DTM Purni give this kind of an evaluation ever.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
However, my very interest in coming for the compounding session was I was expecting. So I felt personally, not trying to say it otherwise, I was disappointed. The compounding session should have been throughout. It should have, what he did after the general evaluation should have been before the speeches, between table topics, and so that way, because it's almost like keeping the sweet dish after the guests have already gone out. When he does that section on, because it's a very important topic, compounding, and like what the G mentioned, what was the 8th wonder? We came to know, like that should have gone on a chronological way. Apart from that, the sheer quality of evaluation is something that I've not seen in a very long time. Absolutely hats off to all the evaluators. The speeches were really fantastic. And the G, I think, I have never seen somebody like that. Don't you agree, Anita?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I roger that, Alexander.
Yeah, I mean, amazing session, and I look forward. It's just that the timing is slightly conflicting with the office, but I'll still manage to catch up on the next meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry to butt in, but a wonderful, wonderful session. I loved the work done by each one of you, especially the XCOM. Hats off to your hard work.
And I loved your third and the fourth table topics. They are so powerful. What Yasmin and I don't remember who was the last one for them today.
Amita.
Amita. Those two were absolutely fantastic choices. I mean, it was really wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alexander. A lovely time, and hats off to the hard work by XCOM. Amazingly well done, Amita. Really. And she's been behind each and every role player. She made sure that we are well prepared. Thank you so much, folks, for having me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajni. Thank you so much.
I like to say something. Hello.
Yes, sure. Yes.
I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So this was a very exuberant meeting today, and everybody used the word of the day as well as the idiom of the day with a drop of the hat, because it was I noticed that these speeches, when we use the word of the day as well as the idiom of the day, it is not so easy when you deliver the speeches, when you use the word. It is a bit tough when I see personally. I see that using the word of the day as well as the idiom of the day while using the table topics as well as the speeches, which is very, which is I personally feel that it will be a bit tough to me, but you all used it very impressive. I was really impressed by today's meeting. Personally, to be honest, because everybody used the word of the day. Even it may be timer, it may be evaluator, it may be general evaluator, it may be speakers, or it may be a table topics. Everybody is used the word of the day. It was a exuberant as well as within a word. I really liked it. I personally liked it, and what the important thing I noticed is the table topic master. You are excellent, because the way you smile, it encourages a lot to everybody, as well as the general evaluator. So amazing evaluation from yours. I didn't looked like this. I mean, here this type of evaluation, a very amazing evaluation. Thank you, and over to you. I look forward for these meetings.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. We'll surely love to have you over and over again in our meetings. Yes.
I think TM William, who is waiting for...
No, Toastmaster Alexander is saying something, but we are not able to hear.
Not able to hear, yeah.
Sir, we are not able to hear you. Yeah, now you're...
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What I was asking is, was it being recorded?
Yes, sir. We were live on YouTube.
No, I know. So it automatically, the reason I'm asking is the points what the general evaluator mentioned were really fantastic. And as a club, whoever you're getting as a general evaluator, later on, if you can as an ex-com, just evaluate it. Individual speakers is a different thing. But the other points that the general evaluator mentions would be quite priceless. And when she or he is speaking, you may not have the time to do it, but probably at least just that section, if you're able to just see how the club can, because none of you have fresh eyes, but when a general evaluator comes in, they bring in fresh eyes and they look at it from a totally different perspective. And that will give you a lot of inputs for growth. So I saw it was live, but I don't know whether it was being recorded. Please do visit the points that she has mentioned. And I think it's a gold mine of it. So please do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will surely keep all these things in mind. And indeed, those are points to be readily taken to improve ourselves.
Thank you, team, and all the best to you. Hope to meet you all soon.
Thank you so much, Titi and Purni. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care. God bless.
Shall I end the meeting now? Thank you. Thank you, William. Thank you, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, William. Thank you, Manish.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manish, for all your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.